Hey DIYers, Dylan here with Alarm Grid. Today we're going over can I use TotalConnect 2.0 with my Simon XTi? Quick answer is no. So you cannot use TotalConnect 2 with the Simon. Reason being is that TotalConnect is a Honeywell system and Honeywell is very tight on their name, meaning that TotalConnect is mainly only operational and functional with other Honeywell devices such as a Lynx panel, a Lyric, Vista, anything like that. Not really any other panels that you see on TotalConnect, mainly only Honeywell. So that leaves the question, can I use anything with the Simon XTi? The answer is yes, you can. What you can use is the AlarmComm application. This application is similar to TotalConnect. It is different, as in the brand is obviously different, the layout is different, but functionality is pretty similar. What AlarmComm is basically a remote application or website, that's the name, where you can remotely arm and disarm your system if you're not home. You can create scenes, you can access Z-Wave control, you can integrate it with other kind of like smart devices that you have, and you can get notifications remotely as well. So if your alarm goes off, if a sensor is left open, anything like that, you can be notified via text, email, or push notification. So for the Simon XTi, how do I get it to work with Alarm.com? You're going to need a cell communicator. This is absolutely required if you're trying to do anything with Alarm.com. They usually require cell communicators. The Simon XTi definitely does require one. What you can be looking for this, we have the actual devices on our website. So we have a whole layout of them right there, but basically the main brand that this uses is the Interlogix 600-1048 XT. That's the main cell communicator that I'm using with the Simon XTi, XT, XTi. There are different types, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. So that's just depending on what's best in your area, what has the best signal. That's where you're going to be picking that from. But yeah, once you actually have a cell module installed into the Simon XTi, you're basically going to register the system with your alarm company. They're going to require the serial number from that cell communicator. They can walk you through on how to get that. And then once that's set up and once this panel is registered with them, you'll have remote arm and disarm control of the system. So if I leave for the day, I forgot to press arm, I can just pull up my phone or tablet, press arm the system through the tablet or phone, have that signal sent down to the Simon itself, hence arming the system remotely so I don't have to drive all the way back home and arm it. Now, since it does use cell connection, you want to just make sure, as mentioned, that the cell signal in your area is good. You don't want to have low cell signal. Obviously, if the cell signal is too low, the commands are not going to go through to the panel. And even worse, if the panel has an alarm, it may not go back through to you. So check your area. What has good signal in the area? What carrier is the best? That the surrounding area isn't too congested where it kind of dampens your cell signal in general. If that does happen, there are antennas that you can get. There's cell amplifiers, other things that you can kind of do to boost the signal of the cell signal itself, the cell communicator. But yeah, things to keep in mind with any kind of cell communicator for really any panel: coverage in the area, carrier, and then environmental factors. So yeah, once you have the cell communicator in the panel, you can log on to the Alarm.com application, which your alarm company will give you the credentials for. And as mentioned, you can do that either through the website, phone, tablet, anything like that, remotely arm and disarm. Doesn't matter where you are as long as what you're using has significant signal. So be it either cell data or Wi-Fi. Have to have something on the device that is actually going to be communicating, or else you're just going to get it loading consistently. It'll say failed to connect. It'll give you an error. It just won't do anything at all. You want to make sure that what you're using has signal. And then also that the panel at home has proper signal as well, but that's really set up during installation, not really after it's already installed and when you start using it. So yeah, I mean, fairly simple. Just to kind of reiterate, you cannot use TotalConnect 2 with the Simon XTi, as TotalConnect is a Honeywell service. It's mainly only used with Honeywell panels, Lynx, Lyric, Vista, so on and so forth. This can use Alarm.com, which is similar to TotalConnect, but different in the layout, some features, but overall idea is pretty similar. You'll need a cell communicator in this. That is the Interlogix 600-1048-XT. Again, it's depending on what carrier is best in your area. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, anything like that. Check that so you know which communicator version of that one to get. Check that the cell signal in your area is pretty good. Make sure there's no like environmental factors that are dampening the signal. If there are, look into either antenna or cell amplifiers. And then once that's all set and you have this panel registered with your alarm company, you have access to control it remotely. So you can arm and disarm remotely. You can get notifications sent to your phone or tablet or website, depending on how you're using this. You can set up Z-Wave features, and you can set up notifications. So if the alarm goes off, I want to be notified, my alarm is going off. I want to be notified my sensor is left open. Anything like that you can set up. And yeah, that is essentially it. If you had more questions about the Simon XTi, about Total Connect, about alarm.com, check out our website, alarmgrid.com. Also send us an email, support@alarmgrid.com. We do have, as mentioned, more information about the panels, about monitoring anything on our website. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when we release more content. That way you keep getting the info that we're pushing out to try to help you guys. And feel free to give us a call as well. Our phone number is 888-818-7728. My name is Dylan with Alarm Grid. Thank you very much for watching.